Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about something that affects all of us every single day. We're going to talk about building a fortress, not with stones and mortar, but with code and rules. This is your introduction to network security.
So, let's start with a really simple but powerful idea. Just imagine for a second that your entire digital life, your photos, your emails, your bank info, is all inside a house. Well, network security is basically everything you do to protect that house. It's the locks on the doors, the fence around the yard, and the alarm system. It's your digital fortress.
All right, so we're talking about a digital fortress. But what does that actually mean? Let's lay the first stone, so to speak, and get a really clear definition.
Okay, so network security isn't just some techie buzzword. It's a very real combination of rules and technologies that are designed to do three really important things. Keep your data private, make sure it's accurate, and ensure you can always get to it when you need it. Think of those as the three golden rules for your digital kingdom.
But here's the thing. Security isn't just about building a big wall and hoping for the best. It's also about having guards on that wall. See, prevention is your high walls and your moat. It's meant to stop attackers from ever getting in. But detection? That's your watchtower, always on the lookout for threats that might have slipped past. You absolutely need both to be safe.
So that brings up a really good question, right? If we're building all these defenses, who exactly are we trying to keep out? Let's take a look at the kinds of threats that are lurking right outside the gates.
You know, when you hear the word threat, you probably picture a hacker in a hoodie, sitting in a dark room. And yeah, that's definitely part of it. But the reality is so much broader. A threat can be anything from a super sophisticated cybercriminal to a simple computer virus to even just an accident that puts your data at risk.
So let's break it down. Threats usually fall into 5 main buckets. First, you've got unauthorized access, basically someone breaking in. Then there's misuse. That's when someone who has permission does something they shouldn't. Third is modification, which is tampering with your data. Fourth is destruction, just wiping your data out completely. And finally, you have cyber attacks, which are deliberate attempts to sabotage the whole system.
And make no mistake, the stakes here are incredibly high. A security breach isn't just some minor inconvenience. It can lead to very real financial loss, to identity theft from leaked passwords, or even a complete system meltdown that could shut down an entire business. The consequences can be absolutely devastating.
Okay, so seeing those pretty scary consequences, you might be wondering, how in the world do security professionals even begin to build a defense? Well, it all starts with 3 fundamental principles. These are the golden rules that guide every single decision made inside our digital fortress.
And this right here is the foundation of it all. It's called the CIA Triad. And now it's not that CIA. It actually stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. The best way to think about it is like a 3-legged stool. If any one of those legs breaks, the whole thing just collapses.
First up is confidentiality. The key word here is secrecy. It's all about making sure the data is only seen by the people who are actually supposed to see it. The sealed letter analogy is perfect. If someone else opens your mail and reads it, that's a breach of confidentiality. Simple as that.
Next, we have integrity. This is all about accuracy and, more importantly, trust. It's the guarantee that your data hasn't been changed or messed with behind the scenes. If you write a check for 100 rupees, you have to be able to trust that nobody can secretly add an extra 0 to make it 1,000. When that trust is gone, you've lost integrity.
And here's a perfect and kind of painful example of what losing integrity looks like in the real world. You worked hard, you earned a perfect score, but a hacker gets in and changes it. The data's still there, but its meaning, its truth, has been completely destroyed. That's a catastrophic failure of integrity.
And finally, we have availability. Honestly, this one's pretty straightforward. Your data is completely useless if you can't actually get to it when you need it. An ATM is a great example. Your money might be safe inside, the balance might be totally correct, but if the machine is always out of service, it's worthless to you.
So anytime you see a server crash, or a website goes down, or you can't log into an app, that's a failure of availability. Security has failed because the people who are supposed to have access can no longer get to the resources they need.
Okay, so we've got our fortress, we know who the bad guys are, and we've got our golden rules. Now, for the fun part, how do we actually build the defenses? How do we construct this fortress, layer by protective layer?
See, a really effective defense isn't about one single magical tool. It's all about building protection across 3 totally distinct layers: the physical machines themselves, the software that runs on them, and the network that connects everything together.
We have to start with the physical layer, hardware security. You can think of this as the giant vault door on a bank. I mean, think about it. If a thief can just walk in, unplug a server, and walk out with it, all your fancy passwords and firewalls mean absolutely nothing. So this layer is all about physical locks, security cameras, and even things like fingerprint scanners. This is ground zero, the absolute first and most fundamental layer of defense. You have to secure the actual machines, period.
Okay, next up is the software layer. And I love this analogy. Think of it as your computer's immune system. Antivirus software is like the white blood cells, hunting down and destroying infections. Firewalls are like your skin, controlling what can and can't get in. And software updates? Those are like vaccines, protecting you from known threats before they can even get you sick.
And this image just nails it, right? You've got the antivirus software actively battling that malicious code. It works by looking for the digital fingerprints of known viruses or by spotting when a new program starts acting suspiciously. It's a constant battle. And finally, we get to the network layer. This is all about protecting your data when it's in motion. You got to think of the internet as a big, dangerous highway. While technologies like encryption and VPNs basically put your data inside a digital armored truck, making sure it gets to where it's going safely and privately.
This is exactly what's happening when your messages are end-to-end encrypted, or when you see that little padlock icon in HTTPS in your web browser. It creates a secure, private tunnel right through the public internet, making your data totally unreadable to anyone who might be trying to spy on it.
So building all these layers, that's a fantastic start. But here's the hard truth. The job is never, ever done. Defending our digital fortress is a continuous, non-stop battle, and it comes with some really serious challenges.
The first huge challenge is that this is a constant arms race. It's a relentless game of cat and mouse. As soon as security experts build a better wall, attackers are already figuring out a new way to climb over it. It literally never stops.
And then there's just the mind-boggling complexity of it all. I mean, securing a simple little hut is easy, but a modern network is like a sprawling, massive city with millions of doors, windows, and back alleys. Every single one of them is a potential way in for an attacker.
And this might be the biggest one, the human element. You could build the most incredible high-tech fortress in the world, but if one of your guards gets tricked into opening the front gate for a Trojan horse, all those defenses become worthless. And that's exactly what happens every single time someone clicks on a phishing link.
And finally, there's this constant balancing act between being secure and, well, just being able to get things done. We could make systems perfectly secure, right? 20-character passwords, 5 different verification steps, but nobody would ever use them because it would be so frustrating. Finding that perfect balance is one of the toughest parts of the job.
So here's the bottom line. Your digital fortress, your personal digital world, is under constant siege every single day. The real question you have to ask yourself is, are your gates properly guarded? And are you, the ruler of your own digital kingdom, doing everything you can to keep it safe? Thanks for tuning in.